You might remember a year ago, I built this decking and it was made out of mainly pallets. So it's pallets underneath and then it's decking boards on top. And I'm a bit of a DIY disaster. That was part of the video. I am really a DIY disaster. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a 1 year update as to how it's getting on. Did it stand the test of, well, a year? And, you know, should it be something that you guys can check out? The main reason why I've decided to do this update video is that video from a year ago has gone a bit crazy this last 2 weeks. All this amazing weather we've had this early summer has meant that loads of you are thinking about building your own decking, or it seems to be that way anyway, because the views have gone through the roof and loads of comments, daily comments. And I thank everybody. If you've come to this channel because of that video, thank you so much. And this is one of the reasons why I'm making this update for you guys. Here's a couple of clips from that video so you can see, and I'll leave a link above here, somewhere above my head, if you want to go back and watch the first one. I want to put a piece of decking here. See where I'm following my hand from that brick edge here up to about here. It's going to run all the way to the other bricks and right the way back there. We've got to completely flatten this as much as we can. I was about to give up, if I'm honest. Yeah, you have to excuse Belle's knickers in the shadows there. And hey presto. So it's almost been a year since I did the decking, as I said earlier. And this is how it looks now, 1 year on. Let's have a closer look. And I'll tell you some of the things that I learned. Some of the things that also I didn't expect that would happen. And no doubt you'll comment and you'll tell me, well, yeah, obviously that was going to happen. But me not being an expert, there's some things that I might learn for a future project. And you'll have to excuse this lot. I had to take it off the decking so I could make this video. So the first thing is, last week I repainted or restained the decking. That's why it does look actually pretty good. I've restained it and it actually only took me about 25 minutes to completely repaint this. I used one of those big rollers that you would use in the house to paint the walls, and literally it went on really fast because it already had a bit of a coat underneath from last year, so it was really good. And actually it's come up pretty well. You can see here the coating has come up nice. Now, one of the reasons I had to repaint it this year was it had worn away a bit where we've walked on it and sat on it and stuff. But also, here's one of the unexpected things. Before you do decking, make sure you haven't got this right above your decking. You see this? Let me get right underneath it and hope a bird doesn't shit on me. You see this line? That's now right above me. This is an electric line, I think, or I don't think, do we even have telephone lines anymore? I think it's electric. And look, it's right here. And what has happened is, we're already seeing it, it's only been a week, all this bird shit. And what happened was, as birds come and sit on this line, they shit a line all the way along here. Look, even 1 week and this is it. So you can imagine 1 year later, if you hadn't have seen this, well, if you'd have seen this last week, there's shit all the way up here. Not so bad over here, bit there, but all the way down this line where they sit on this bloody line here. That's something to think about. Not much I could do about it. The next thing is, when I built this, you'll remember it was really tight. When I say tight, all the planks were perfectly matched up together. Really, really nice and neat and tidy. But over the course of a year, and through some probably nice warm weather, it's kind of shrunk a little bit. Look at that. That was not like that when I built it. I built it butted up to each other, very, very tight. So what I didn't expect was, that this wood was going to shrink. You guys are probably watching it thinking, of course it's going to shrink, it's wood, whatever. I don't know, but I didn't know that, did I? It's something to think about. I don't know how I would have stopped that happening. Feel free to let me know if you're good at this kind of thing. How would I have stopped that happening? I mean, look, I did screws here, it still shrunk. And look here, this middle section, that definitely did not have that. That's almost a 1 centimetre gap here. Look, I can get my finger in there. And that was not like it when I built it. So that has been shrinkage of the wood. Something to think about. Look, gaps along here. I can almost see the pallets underneath. That's where it shrunk. Also, just before I did the new paint job last week, I just sort of walked over it. I kind of just went like this. Like, are there any loose boards? And there was 1 or 2 loose boards. So what I basically did was I banged some extra screws in here and there. I gave it a good extra screw in. But essentially, you decide for yourself. We're really, really happy with this decking. It's lasted a year. You'd expect it to, really. And it still looks really nice. It complements our garden. We sit in it all the time, especially in weather like this. All the time. We've had loads of use out of it. So I can't recommend it highly enough. I think at the time, I can't remember exactly, but it cost me about £400-ish. I had to buy new tools, power tools. I had to buy all the decking. I think it was around £400. But I tell you what, it's been worth every penny, and we've really loved sitting out here, eating, chilling out, sunbathing, and yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Yes, there's been some learning curves, there's been some things we've had to do, there's some things we didn't expect, but look, it works. It's decking, we can sit on it. What more do you want? Me making that decking, it's kind of given me a bit of a, not a DIY bug, I'll stop there, but it's given me a bit of confidence in doing some other things around the house and the garden. So since then, I have done some other stuff, and it hasn't been a disaster like normal. I managed to put all this up. We put all this trellis up. Belle put all the flowery stuff on, the vines. But yeah, we screwed it in, and it's rock solid. We also had a little bit of a disaster. This is the waste pipe from the toilet, which is just behind here. The other week, this broke. We had literally shit everywhere. I can't put it any other way. I managed to fix it though. The washing machine was making a terrible noise. It was shaking like hell, and it was walking on its own. I went on ChatGPT. It managed to find the problem solved for me. It found me the parts to buy. I fixed it myself, and it only cost me a tenner. I fitted this dartboard into the wall, and it's not fallen down. We bought this bench from like a reclamation yard type thing. It was pretty much falling to bits. I managed to screw it all. I gave it some extra screws. I always need a good screw, like I said. And now you can sit on it without it falling apart. And I built this photography table for clothing for my business. So all you do is, this is the leg. You lift it up, it folds under, and then it goes against the wall. Like that. And I even screwed it into the walls, and it didn't fall down. So there we have it, 1 year on. It was hard work, don't get me wrong, but it was not impossible. And look at the confidence it gave me for other jobs. If you're thinking about having a go, have a go. What's the worst that can happen? If one of those birds shits on me right now, I am gonna go mental.